not rich, so I can't teach you how to do that. I'm not a millionaire, so I can't teach you that either. But in 2003, I was up to ears in debt. In 2007, I was debt free. So I can teach you that. I did get control of my finances. So I can teach you that. I did learn how to increase my finances. So I can teach you that. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do all of that. Walk with me. Listen, who am I? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple things that you can do, 3 easy things that you can do right now to get yourself out of a financial bind, to get out of debt, to increase your finances, to better your money. I'm going to show you how to get your money right in 3 easy steps. And especially when I get to number 3, because 1 and 2 just set you up for number 3, which brings it all together, which helps you to build wealth. Listen, I remember years ago when I was a teenager, my family was living in a house. We was renting a house, right? And when we were getting ready to move, the owner of the house was about to move to another country abruptly. I don't know why. I don't know if he was in trouble or something. I don't know, but I just know he was about to leave and go out of the country, and he was in desperate need to sell his house. So of course he thought about our family because we're renting from him. And I don't remember what the numbers were because that was the adults. I was just a teenager. But let's just say, for example, the house was worth $150,000. I mean, he had a great deal on the house, a tremendous, ridiculous price. So let's say, for example, the house was worth $150,000 back then. He was going to sell the house for, say, $50,000. Great opportunity, good deal. But guess what? My parents didn't have $50,000. And you may say, well, they could have just went and got an auto loan. Well, not if your credit's not good. So if you don't have your money right and you don't have your credit right, you'll miss out on opportunities. That was a perfect opportunity, but my family wasn't in a position to take advantage of that opportunity. Why? It's because their money was tied up into paying bills. Listen to this quote right here. I like this quote. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It says, "Funds already spoken for must remain silent when opportunity knocks." It's not that my family didn't have money. Their money was used to pay bills, pay debt, and so they weren't able to take advantage of this opportunity. Look at this quote right here. It says, "Rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles." We missed out on our opportunity because we wasn't in position. We were focusing on obstacles. And most of a poor mentality is, I'm just going to work to pay bills. And that's the average person that's just working just to pay bills. And truthfully, the money that you use to pay bills can't help you build wealth. And so when you're just living life, just working to pay bills, you may be working 2 jobs, you may be working overtime just to pay bills. You begin to get frustrated. You begin to want to quit. You can't get ahead, and you're ready to just throw in a towel. And you may be watching me. You may be in a financial situation, a financial bind, and debt collectors are constantly calling you, and you're on the verge of wanting to give up. Listen, you came across the right video. But listen, you can't quit now. And not only is this video going to bless you, but I'm going to bless you also by giving you this book called You Can't Quit Now. If you like a copy of this book, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to send you the PDF file at no charge. There's no cost. You ain't got to go into debt to get it, right? But this book is going to help encourage you. If you like a copy of this book, just comment "book" in the comment section, and I'm going to send it to you. No charge. Just comment "book" in the comment section. Or if you watch it on television, you can scan this QR code right there, and that'll take you right to it. Or as a matter of fact, I'll just put the direct link in the description of this video. But listen, you can't quit now. You need to get your finances in order. And I'm going to help you do that in 3 simple steps. So listen, let's get into it. Let's get into these 3 easy steps. Let's look at step number one. Step number one is you need to increase your income. You need to increase your income. Now you might be looking at me saying, "Well, but Billy, duh, I know that. I've been saying I need no more money." Listen, you need to increase your income, but it's not just about making more money, because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. Because what happens is you have a level of how can I say it? Your expenses usually match up to the level of your income. Got it? Like when you was making money years ago, less money years ago, your expenses still matched up to it. You're going to have to find a way to get more income, but you're going to have to, it doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you keep. Because guess what? You can make is there somebody who's making $100,000 right now in the same boat you're in. So it's not just about making more money, even though that's part of the process that you need to focus on. But it's more than just making more money. It's what you're going to do with the money. How much can you keep? It's not about making more money. It's about keeping more money. And this will make more sense as we go through these steps. So first thing is, how can you make more income? Maybe you go through, for example, you might get another job. And you have to be careful with that too. For example, I work a job and I have a part-time job. But my part-time job, I'll only use that money to invest in my business. I use that money to invest. If you're going to get a part-time job, let it be for a design purpose rather than just money that's paying your bills. And here's what I mean by that. Remember, I told you, regardless of what you're making, your expense level usually rises up to that. So if you're working 2 jobs, now your income's here, now your expenses have risen up to here, and now you've shot yourself in the foot. You put yourself in a trap. How? Because now you can't quit that second job, because now you need that second job to meet your needs. So if you're right here and your expenses are here, and when you get that second job, use that extra income, right, to either invest or to go towards debt, a specific debt you're targeting that you're trying to aim to pay off, or use that extra to save it. Let me give you a nugget real quick. Let me give you a quick nugget, a quick bar. All right. The money that's going to help you to build wealth is the money you sow, the money that you save, or the money that you invest. I'm gonna say that again. The money that you sow, got it? The money that you save, and the money that you invest. That's the only money that's going to build wealth. And you can't sow it, you can't save it, you can't invest it, because it's tied up in your bills. And the money that's used to pay your bills is not going to help you. But Billy, I gotta pay bills. Yeah, you do. But we can't include that money. So here, I'm kind of jumping ahead. So let me just go ahead and get to step number 2. So first we said step number 1 is to increase your income. You might have to get another job, right? Maybe your job you have is not paying enough. Maybe you need to get a better paying job. Maybe you need to get a part-time job. Maybe you need to sell something. Maybe you need to create a product. Maybe you need to start a part-time business. What you have to focus that right now, how can I increase my income? And as a matter of fact, I even have a credit card, right? That gives me points. Now you got to be careful with the credit cards, but you can use credit cards to build increase too. So when I use my credit card, right, to get points, that's more money that's coming back to me. That's increasing income because I'm paying it off right away. But like I say, you got to be careful with that though, because some people you get caught up and not paying it off, and now you don't build a trap for yourself again. But how can you put more money in your pocket at the same time? At the same time, step number two is how can you decrease your expenses? How can you decrease your expenses? I hope this is making sense to you. Because, as a matter of fact, let me put this chart up here. All right, so look at this. If the light will let me. So the average person, let me see. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I probably should have took a picture of it. The average person, their expenses is going way above their income, right? This is called living beyond your means, or it might be matched up. People in debt. Are you got me? Your goal is how can I decrease my expenses at the same time increase my income? And this is what's going to help you because that balance, that extra is the money that you're going to use to build wealth. And how do you build wealth? You're going to sow it, you're going to save it, or you're going to invest it. Got it? Take a screenshot of that because that's what you're going to have to do. The average person is right here. And now you working two jobs and you're still not even be able to pay everything off because you haven't figured out a way to decrease this. You got to jump over here. How can you decrease your expenses while you increase your income? Hey, hit the like if you understand what I'm saying. And so you're gonna have to find out how to decrease your and the best way to do that is by managing you need to first of all get a sheet of paper and just write down all of your expenses. I mean, you can go online and find different expense lists or whatever, but you could. It's as simple as just writing it down yourself. Light bill, phone bill, eating out, whatever's costing money, whatever's causing money to come out of your pocket. Write it down and begin to. That way, you can monitor and manage your expenses. If you don't manage your expenses or monitor your expenses, it's equivalent to having a job with no managers. Employers are doing whatever, coming in when they want to, taking extra long breaks, you know what I'm saying, stealing. They're doing whatever they want. Likewise, your money is doing the same thing. You don't know where your money going because you're not even managing it. And it seems like the more money you get, it's like having a pocket with holes in it because you're not managing it well. You're going to have to manage your money. Yeah, let me put this on the screen right here. This one, I like this quote right here. He says, if your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep becomes your downfall. If your outgo, your expenses, exceeds your income, then your upkeep becomes your downfall. You're living beyond your means. You're spending money that you don't even have. You got credit cards. You're in debt, trying to impress people who don't even really care. You're gonna have to take a stance and say, listen, this ends now. You might have to go on a spending fast. What's a spending fast? It's how you fast from food, you don't eat. You need to fast from spending. Stop spending. Before you spend, you think about it. Wait a minute. Do I need this? Of course, like when you go on a spending fast, you're not going to spend any necessary. You just say you go on a spending fast for a week. You're not going to spend any unnecessary money that week. You just go spend money on the things you have to, like your bills, your food at the house. That don't mean you got to go to Roof Chris. I got to eat. No, you ain't got to go to Roof Chris though. You might have to cook something at the house. This way you begin to see where your money is going. This way you'll be able to see, wait a minute, my money is going to Starbucks. You begin to see, wait a minute, my money is going to because I buy lunch at work every day. This will help you to see, and you got to begin to trim the fat. Got it? How can I get my expenses to come down? At the same time, trying to find out how to get my money to go up. Listen, I hope this is making sense to you. I hope this is making sense to you. And so once you do that, right? Once you get to this side of the Once you get to this side, uh-oh, let me get that light again. Once you get to this side, right? Now you got more money coming in than your expenses. You got some money left over. Now, what you're going to do with the money that's left over is the money that you're going to use to build wealth. And let me pull it up on the screen for you so you can see what you need to do. Let me go to here. Stay with me. Stay with me. Here we go. It's coming up now. So we're getting to step number 3. Step number 3. While that's downloading. Okay, there you go. Step number 3. You got to sow it, save it, and invest it. Sow it, save it, and invest it. What do I mean by this? Hey, real quick, are you enjoying the teaching so far? Well, listen, you don't want to miss out on future videos. And to ensure that happens, listen, hit the red subscribe button below. And listen, don't just hit the subscribe button, but go a step further and click the notification bell. And this way you'll be notified when I put out more videos. And do me one more favor, leave a comment in the comment section. And this way it'll trigger the algorithm to push the video out even more, so it'll bless even more people. Now let's get back to this powerful message. So once you get this extra money, right, you figured out how to increase your income, at the same time decrease your expenses. Now you got more money at the end of the month versus before you just had more month at the end of your money. Chew on that for a minute. So now you got this money. You're going to have to assign this money to something that's going to build wealth. And that's either sow it, save it, invest it, right? What do I mean by sow it? Well, you know, the Bible, there's plenty of scriptures that tells you about the more you give, the more God will give back to you. One of my favorite ones, I didn't put it up on the screen here, but it's Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17, which pretty much says, when you give to others, that whatever you gave become a God's debt to you. Listen, you've been getting in debt. Let me show you how to put God in debt. And God pays his debt. Whatever you give to other, however you give to donations, whenever you give your money to be a blessing to others, God looks at that as a loan that he has to pay you back. So listen, you need to take that money and give. Be a blessing, become a giver, develop the lifestyle of a giver. Listen, I don't have time to go into a whole teaching on giving. I got some other videos on that. But listen, you know you have to give. That's a God's principle, giving and receiving. But then another thing is to save it, to save it. So now you're getting this extra money. You're gonna have to develop a mentality to save. Listen, the money, as a matter of fact, let me put this quote up on the screen here. Or actually, let me put the scripture on the screen. It says, the wise man saves for the future, but the foolish man spends whatever he gets. Take a screenshot of that. The wise man saves for the future. If you're wise, you're going to save. But the foolish man, what does he do? He spends whatever he gets. And the money that you spend is the money that's not going to build you wealth. You're going to have to learn how to save. Savings is the money that's designated for your future. Your savings account is what's called your future account. If you don't have a savings account, then you're showing me that you don't really care about your future. You're going to have to save money. And what are you going to saving it for? For opportunities. Imagine if my parents would have had money saved. So when that man that owned that house tried to sell them that house for a ridiculously low price, they wouldn't have been able to, they wouldn't have missed the opportunity. How many opportunities have you missed because your money wasn't right? How many opportunities have you missed because your credit wasn't right? Look at this quote right here. It says, poor people save money in order to spend it, and wealthy people save money. Why? In order to invest it and make even more money. That's what the investing is for. What is an investment? An investment is something that's going to make you more money. You're going to want to invest in something that's going to help you make more money. Whether that's real estate, whether that's uh, uh, investing in your business. Remember, I told you I have a second job, part-time job. I use that money to invest in my business because I want my business to make more money. Got it? If you feed your business will feed you. Chew on that for a minute. That was for somebody. If you feed your business will feed you. But your business is starving because you haven't been investing in it. And the reason you haven't been investing in it because you've been having to use that money to pay bills. Money is used for more than just paying bills. Listen, you're gonna have to find a way. Because right now you feel stuck. Right now you're up to debt. You got all these bills. It don't seem like it's stopping, and you're frustrated, and you're like, okay, I'm just stuck. Well, you're gonna have to do something. You're going to have to do something. Look at this quote by Warren Buffett. He says, never depend on a single income. Making an investment to create a second source. You're going to have to do something. And these are the three things you need to do. Go start looking for other jobs, better jobs. Maybe you need to, like I said, start a business. Maybe you need to write a book. Maybe you need to you can cook real good. Maybe you need to start selling plates. You got to figure out what that is. And at the same time, it's not gonna do you good just to get more money, because you can get more money. You can win the lottery and still go broke until you get the second part. How can you get in control of your money? Get your finances in order. Order is the number one ingredient to your success. Prosperity flows through disorder, much like water through an unclogged drain. You may be holding up your own progress because of your disorder. Listen, God is not a God of disorder. He's a God of order. God says, I like things done decently and in order. Get your finances in order. Get your money right. So now that when you begin to see how much money you can save or sow or invest, that's what's going to build your wealth. That's what's going to build your wealth. Listen, even money used to buy for education. In other words, if you want to learn how to build wealth, you most definitely going to have to read a book. But you're not reading the book because you're like, man, I don't have $20 for this book. I'm barely paying my bill. You got it? Listen, you're going to have to get money, save money to invest, even if it's just an investing in a product, a book that's going to help you, because this in turn is going to help you make more money. I have a whole library of books just on wealth, getting out of debt, getting your finances in order. Why? Because it's something I want to learn. It's something I want to do. You're going to have to invest in yourself. Listen, investing in knowledge pays the best interest. For example, I did a book review. I have another channel uh, uh, called Billy Reads, where I do book reviews on books that impacted my life. I just did this book review not long ago. Let me show it to you. This is a good book here called Good Debt, Bad Debt. This is one of the books that helped me get out of debt. I read several books. I read another book called ABCs of Getting Out of Debt. I've read another book about debt. I've read, and that's just on the debt part. Look at this book right here. This is the last book review as the time of this video. This is the last book review I did on this channel. It's a book called The Millionaire Factory. I got an ebook on this one. It's the book that I don't hear many people talk about it, but it's got so much gems. It's got so much wealth of knowledge in it. And listen, I'm gonna link the descriptions to if you want to know more about those books. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna link the video. I did book reviews on those two books along with some other books. I'm gonna just put the whole playlist down there where you can go through and look at different books that I've read that have helped me on my financial journey. And I'll put the links to the books too if you want to get the books. But listen, I hope this bless you. Listen, click the like button if this blessed you in any kind of way. And listen, do me a favor, share this video with somebody that you think it will bless. because the more I get this out, the more people are blessed. And I think it was a good message, and I felt led to share this message with you. Listen, I love you. Stay up, stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.